Hello, it's Madeline from Madeline's Craft Room, and today we are going to be able to look at some of the items in the annual catalog that are actually going to be going away. And this actually is one of my favorites that I will definitely miss because I, of course, love everything with the beach and the ocean, and it's just been a really beautiful set to work with. So this is the stamp set, and then these are the dies, and there's two label dies, and then you can cut out the lighthouse as well as the sailboats. They have this beautiful steering wheel and a rope, and you can cut out the anchor, and then you can also stamp and then use this here as a compass. And then it has this really cool rope that I have enjoyed making on cards as well. So let's get started. So this will be one, but I'm going to show you a few other cards, and it's kind of a little bit of a different technique as well that we will learn. And 16 degrees, yeah, that's what they were saying. They were saying 20, but never know if it's exactly accurate when I get the news from him. So the other one we're going to use tonight is the Diorama Dies. And the good part is this one is staying in the catalog, which I'm very happy about. It goes very well with nautical, but it could be used again for so many other purposes. So I think this one that I used was 4 in. And what I did is just cut it out. Hey, Marcia! Well, look at that. I got my 2 Alberta friends. Hello out there. So what I did is I just cut this, and this is what we're going to use as a template tonight. So sometimes we use the piece we're cutting out, but tonight I'm going to use this as our template, and then I am going to use, oh, I only want one. We're going to use a card, basic card front in the basic white, and I am just going to layer it. I don't know if you can see. It's just so that I can put a little piece of tape here, washi tape or what, painter's tape, whatever works for you. But you would just put that on there, and then that's how we are going to create a little bit of a kind of a sunset with the water scene. So I'm going to start with the yellow. This is daffodil yellow, and just ink it up. And then I always make sure that I dab because I don't want to have it really dark in a spot. And then go on the side and then just work your way in. And then that way you can get a nice even blending of color. And then do it again. And then just go into it. Now I am going to put a little masked sun that I have. You'll see in a minute. But I always want to make sure I have at least a little bit of yellow under it, and that looks good. So now I'm going to take this piece, and all I did was use a die or a hole punch, and it's on a Post-it note. I'm going to just turn it around so it can hold on there a little better. So there we go. Now I am going to then now switch my colors, and I'm going to go a little bit darker. This is pumpkin pie. I'm just going to use my orange brush. You don't need too much of this, and when you go on, make sure you go really, really light because you don't want it to be that dark. So we're just going to get a little bit of orange in there. And you know what's beautiful about these blending brushes is they blend so nice and even, but when you mix your colors, it's amazing how it changes the whole color, and it looks fantastic. So now I got one of my favorite ink colors, Mango Melody. It's just a nice bright yellow. And now when we go over this, you're going to see that there's something that changes with that orange and with the yellow. It really kind of makes it look brighter, doesn't it? Yeah, you got to say hi to each other there. I don't know where the others are. I think they might have forgotten tonight. And some, well, we're having a in-person event tomorrow, so I know some of them are preparing food because it's a potluck. So there we go. That's all we need to do on this one. So I am just going to put, I better close them up. Take the time to do it because I'm famous for putting my fingers or papers in there. Okay, so now we're going to switch over to the blues. And I know sometimes people like to have a very definite line. In this case, I'm not going to. I'm just going to do it kind of very light and gradual. So I'm going to take my blue. This is balmy blue that I'm using. Oh, there's Yvonne. Hello. Good, we got another BC person on. So far we've got Alberta. There we go. All right. So then do the same thing. Dab it onto the side and then just work your way into the center. And sometimes if you go this way a little bit too, you can kind of get closer to, it looks dark here, but it won't be that dark on the edge. It's just that you don't want a big white gap there. I mean, it will leave, of course, the white that we're going to leave on the front of the card. You'll see in a little while. This is actually called reverse masking. At least that's what I believe it is. And it's just kind of cool to do different techniques in person. Yeah, I know, Rondi. Too bad you weren't close enough and you could join us. It's been so wonderful to be able to get together and do that again. It's been a lot of fun. So I was just there at the hall setting up the tables and getting everything ready. So exciting. So I see I've got a little bit too much blue there. So all I'm going to do is go back to my yellow and I'm just going to touch that up. Oh, my doggy's poking me. Hi, buddy. It was a little bit too white in there. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. So I'm going to show you other masks that I have made. This one is, of course, using the Diorama Dies. But of course, we can use many different shapes. So we're going to take that off. At first, it looks like an egg. But no, I wasn't trying to make an egg. So here's our mask. We're going to put that aside. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take, where's my stamp? I got 2 stamps here, and we're going to use the Night of Navy. I much prefer to use a dark color that goes with what we're making rather than using the black. Black has its purpose, but sometimes it's just a little bit too stark. So what I'm going to do here, I thought an egg too, I know. It definitely has the shape of an egg. So I'm going to take this sailboat, and this is the little sailboat I should add, and I'm going to just put that so it's in the water. And it really doesn't matter that it's stamped on top of the colors because look how you can see it through the sail. That is pretty realistic looking. And then what we're going to do, I love this one, set sail in the direction of your dreams. Of course, you could put any sentiment on there. And I'm going to just stand up and hope that I can get it straight. And I'm going to put it right there. Yeah, not perfect, but it will be. It will be okay. All right. Now, the other thing that I did is I took, you like that? Yeah, that's beautiful sunsets. This is the Lighthouse, and of course I stamped it and I cut it out, and we're going to put this right here. But I am going to use dimensionals. So everything on this card is flat and it is not popped. but we are going to pop this one thing. And so it's a simple card, but it's nice because it just has a little bit of dimension and, of course, a very natural setting. So I'm going to take the backings off of those. And, of course, we don't have it on our card front yet. There's one hiding there. Get off of there. Now, I don't want to make it so that, you can see this part showing. I want to kind of put it right on the edge. So I'm going to, I think that looks pretty straight. So just like that. And then my card front, I'm going to use the Night of Navy. And we're going to put this on top of our card base. So we're just going to put some glue on here, or whatever adhesive, of course, that you prefer to use. And we can put this on here. Now, I just thought of it. There is a stamp with birds. What do you think? Do you think we should add some birds on there? These are the birds. I mean, technically, we could put some birds in the back. Let me know what you think. So there's the sailboat. And I'm going to show you another sailboat that I made. And this is using, where did I put it? So what I did is I took the circle dies, which are here, and I cut out a circle. And by cutting out a circle, now I could make another mask. So this time I did use the sailing home for this one as well. And I did it through the circle. And if you're wondering, these blotches got a little bigger than I had hoped. I guess I did it twice and I should have only done it once. But I just dropped a few water speckles on there, and just to make it look like the ocean splash. And then I used the whimsical dies, which I should say those are returning in the new catalog. So that's nice that that's happening. And it just adds a little bit. Like here, at least we've got the lighthouse and a sentiment. But otherwise, I don't know, I just felt that it needed something more around the edges. And so that had a nice effect. So see how I had the birds on this one? You like that one? And again, this is a Night of Navy base as well. And I put happy birthday on that one. So what do you think? Do you think we should put some birds on this one? Any ideas there? I'm going to show you another one as I wait for an answer. Now, I took our rectangle dies now, and I cut out a rectangle in the middle, and I was very careful to make sure I had a nice even border. So when I placed my die in there, because I was using the outer edge, and this time I didn't use the sailboats, I used our baby one, all in, what is it called? All for baby. And so you can see here's the blue, and then I stamped the different images. Now I did have to mask those before I did the blue. And of course I put that adorable teddy bear on there. Isn't he cute? That is a sweet baby stamp. And I should say that one is going. So sad to see that baby one go. Yeah, you like that? It is adorable. I think my son is going to want me to keep that one, especially for the teddy. He loves his teddies. And then this one, I didn't use any template. All I did is rip some paper, and I used the ripped paper and then did my blending. And then I flipped it around, and I did the same thing on this side. And then I just stamped on top. And I thought that looked really cool as well. You can see I put, actually, I'll tell you a little secret. I made an ink spot with my finger here, and I thought, oh no, I have to do something. So I just put a seahorse here, and I thought, okay, he needs to be balanced. So I put him over here. And then I put some of our sea glass on the bottom there. So there we go. And this is a beautiful stamp too. This is actually one that is staying. This one is called Well Done. And this stamp is staying. You love the teddy. Yeah, I do too. So does my Freddie. So yes, so there's a few of the, really good favorite ones that I'm glad that are staying, but I am sad to see this one go. Love it. You love the colors? Yeah, me too. I know. So you think it's okay without the birds? All right, well then we'll leave it without the birds. But there you go. There's a few ideas with this technique. And then I want to show you just two more cards that I could find. I know I have more, but I had made this one with the sailing home and just tied a string onto the anchor. And then I used the watercolor paper on this one here. And these are the nice sea grasses that come in the set with the sailing home. And then this is the other beautiful sentiment. And there's the rope. See the rope behind that? I love that. And then this one I did a very simple technique with this one in that I stamped the background. So I used the birds and I used the little sailboat to make that background. And then I stamped these and just put them, raised them up a little bit. And I think this was an old embossing folder that we had, and just to give it a little texture. And then I, of course, popped these. And of course, look at that compass. It looks so cool. And of course, you don't have to use the whole lighthouse either with this set, which is really, really nice. And then where is this one? Yes. And look at here. I love how you've got a nice thanks and you congrats. And this is another happy birthday, but I love this sentiment label. It's very, very nice on there. So there's some more ideas with this beautiful sailing home. So there we go, ladies. Hope you enjoyed, and you probably have heard, of course, that us as demonstrators, that we've been able to take a peek. We only have a PDF. We don't have the catalog in our hands yet, and of course we can't show that to you yet. But we've been able to see it, and we're going to be able to order soon. So I'm very excited about that. And of course, this is also the exciting time where we have a retired list. And so I'm going to do another little, excuse me, tickle in my throat, a live. And I'm going to show you which ones are going to be discontinuing, and some of them are at some really good prices. So yeah, so there we go. You love the, oh, me too, Rondi. Sometimes when they come out, I maybe am not too fond over one, but I love them all. I love the bright colors. They're just adorable. So I'm looking forward to those. But yes, there's one that I will miss. And I know several of my ladies, we have this particular set as well. So anyway, it was great seeing you and having you join me. So we'll see you next time, ladies. Have a good rest of the evening. Bye-bye.